when you're connected to your phone to whatever music app, you can play it through this. Colour LED, that's the side buttons. I've got it set to red, but because I haven't got my lights on, I can do that. Probably won't come in. You see that? That's for that. Then you've got equalizer. Now, this is a DSP equalizer because it's got all these bands. Now, I'm not convinced that this sounds any better than the £40 10-inch screen that I had before. It's possibly because all my music is MP3s of varying bit rates, but it doesn't really, it doesn't. I've got a vibe air component set with crossovers and tweeters, so it sounds fairly good. But whether it's worth the extra for the DSP, unless you've got a really good component system, I don't think it's really worth it. But you can mess about with it. I suppose if it's within £20-30 or dollars of buying it without it, then it's probably worth getting. But say I'm not too convinced it's any better. So let's get out of that. We've got front camera. That's obviously for when you've got your front camera connected to it. Image. I don't know what's going off here. I think there isn't any in there, so that's why it's just showing those default things there. Logo select. You've got all the cars select. We've got, what else have we got now? Music. Which quits out because there's no actual music stored on the device, I'm assuming. Although I can't play any music because it's YouTube goes a bit crazy about it. Phone, I've got mine connected to this. Just shows you what you can do. That's that. SWC, I've got one of these stalks. If you're on my Facebook group, which is Chinese Android radios and head units, if you're on there, you will see that I've bought a stalk which screws to the cowling underneath at the side of the steering wheel, which allows you to mute volume up and down, previous and next, using the key 1 wire from the back of these, and then coupled into a ground. So that's how I've got that set anyway. Video, I haven't got any video files in there, so I can't show you. However, I have played some video files on here via VLC, which look, considering it's only a 1024 by 600, I think these displays, it looks pretty good. I've seen far worse. It's probably down to the fact the display's so good. These some of the apps. There's ADA64. Obviously we need to have that to check that they're not got a fake specification. And this is basically what the stuff that's shown there. It's actually quite it's quite quick to do things on this. I should have set a wireless hotspot before I started on the phone, so I could show you how quick it was. I can show you it loading. Where's the here we go? Right, that's the here we. This is the here we go app, and this is where things start to fall flat on the radios that haven't got a lot of system memory, like the 1 gig, 2 gig versions. This is where it starts to fall flat. This has obviously got the Px6 in it, but it's, you know, scrolling around, and even on Google Maps, still really good. Really, this is the, like I said, this is the 4 gig, 64 gig version. But yeah, well impressed with it. What else have we got in there? Sound recorder. I did a sound recording earlier, and the actual sound quality of this internal microphone is abysmal. Yeah, did you hear that? Because it was terrible, and that was at full volume. There is, however, on this one, there is a jack plug, female jack plug, so you can put a microphone into this, which you'll probably need to do, because I say that sounds terrible. I think that's about it. Apart from another note, these radios seem to come with Chinese applications that you cannot remove. One of them being extra special extra special file manager, which is one of the files, which is one of the programs India has removed along with TikTok for reporting back clipboard copying data. So I would not use your primary Google account for these radios. I would use, what I would do, and what I have done, is set up a specific Google account, email address for this radio, and then I'll go out and I'll buy some, you can buy a code card. I'll probably buy a £10 code card, Google Play card, so if I need any applications for this, I can put them on with a code and not have to actually use any of my details. I have disabled extra special file manager, but I cannot remove it. Why I cannot remove this, why it's been baked in as a system app, is really, really sketchy to me. Why would you need to put a file manager application? I can see why you would want to put a file manager, why you'd put a file manager application on this radio, but I don't know why you would not allow it to be removed, especially when this application is on one of the lists of Chinese applications that has been known to copy clipboard data and then send it off to China. I wouldn't personally I wouldn't even run things like anything where you have to put your account externally on this. So I wouldn't try and buy anything using this radio because the clipboard data is everything you do on this machine. Everything you do on here, swipes, everything, swipes when you go into a program, when you put your password in, and you put your username in, everything that you do on this goes to the clipboard, and is logged. So it's entirely up to you whether you set up your own primary email address. Whether you set up a specific address for this radio, and how much it matters to you whether another country with another country has your details and your bank details. Well, not necessarily bank details, but then again, if you are buying, or your Google Play details or any other details, it's whether you feel that how secure you feel that your data could be being passed off by your Chinese radio because of applications that have been baked into that you can't remove. And a file manager of all applications will have access to the whole system. So that's probably why that they have made this an uninstallable system app, because while it's there it can log everything. I have disabled it, and hopefully disabling it will stop it from logging, but you really don't know what the rest of this is doing, because I say they've hacked the menu to say it's Android 10, so who knows what backdoors have been baked into this operating system. You know, who knows? You might be calling me paranoid and say, you know, but in the current climate, do you really want to take that chance of another country knowing all your details and everything you do on this radio? I'm just looking at my notes, and the BT Music, I can't find any way of mounting any other kind of device to it, because the BT Music is exactly how it is, BT Music, for connecting phones, so you can use BT Music. So whether there's another Bluetooth app that can replace it, so you can add game controllers and anything else like that, so you'll have to let me know. But yeah, that's it. Thanks for watching.